This is the 7 levels of crazy at movie theories, where fan brains go feral and Pennywise lore gets roasted. Half these theories are delusional. The other half, terrifyingly legit. Level 1. Crackhead Canon. Level 1 is where logic goes to die. These are the theories so unhinged, so off the rails, that even Pennywise would be like, "Bro, seek help." This is the bottom of the barrel, not because they aren't fun, but because they're powered entirely by vibes, caffeine, and one blurry screenshot someone paused on at 3 a.m. First up, Mary Poppins and Pennywise are the same species. Yes, people actually believe this. The evidence? They both float, they both love kids, and they both show up uninvited to absolutely ruin someone's afternoon. That's it. That's the theory. Somewhere out there, a grown adult genuinely looked at Mary Poppins singing about spoonfuls of sugar and thought, "Yep, interdimensional clown demon." You cannot convince me this wasn't invented during a group project gone horribly wrong. Then we get the Stranger Things crossover truthers. Bob mentions a creepy clown in Maine, and suddenly the internet screams, "Pennywise confirmed." It and the Upside Down are the same universe. No, they're not. That's called a reference, sweetheart. If Stephen King sneezes, Stranger Things uses it as an Easter egg. Doesn't mean Vecna's about to roll up with red balloons. But the all-time Hall of Fame Level 1 theory? Pennywise is secretly Killer Bob from Twin Peaks. At this point, people are just connecting random white men with long hair and calling it lore. They both smile weird, therefore, same demon. Congratulations, this is how conspiracy boards are born. And look, I get it. The fun of it is the mystery. But level 1 theories are pure chaos energy. They don't expand the story. They don't make sense. They're just internet serotonin. Still, they're kind of iconic. Like junk food for the fan brain. You know it's garbage. But you keep eating it anyway. Alright, enough clown crackhead energy. Time to level up. Level 2. Town is the real monster. Level 2 is where the theories stop being pure crackhead energy and start getting uncomfortably plausible. These aren't cosmic, they're not multiverse nonsense. They're the theories that point the finger straight at Derry itself and say, yeah, this whole town needs to be quarantined. Let's start with the classic. The adults of Derry know, and they just don't care. In the movies, grown-ups walk past blood, missing posters, screaming children, completely unfazed. Beverly's bathroom looks like a crime scene from Saw, and her dad acts like he's looking at spilled Kool-Aid. Theory says the adults aren't dumb, they're psychically numbed by Pennywise. He doesn't just scare kids, he scrambles adult awareness like bad Wi-Fi. The more you live in Derry, the more your brain goes into not my problem mode. Then we get darker. Derry isn't just cursed, it's complicit. Some fans argue the town and Pennywise have an unspoken deal. You ignore the horrors, Pennywise ignores you. It's not a pact written on paper, it's generational trauma baked into the soil. The same way Pennywise hibernates, the town hibernates morally. When tragedy hits anywhere else, people panic. When it hits Derry, they shrug and go back to mowing the lawn. Next up, the water supply theory. Pennywise lives in the sewers. Sewers connect to pipes, pipes connect to sinks, bathtubs, everything. Some fans think his influence literally leaks through the water, spreading his psychic fog through every faucet in town. Is that scientifically impossible? Yes. Is it thematically perfect? Also, yes. Finally, the 27-year cycle. Each disaster, the Ironworks explosion, the Black Spot fire, the Bradley gang murders, lines up like clockwork. Fans argue that Derry doesn't just host Pennywise, it feeds him. These theories aren't crazy, they're creepy because they actually fit. And if level 2 made you uncomfortable, level 3 gets personal. Level 3. Everyone in this story needs therapy. Level 3 is where the theories stop blaming the clown and start blaming the characters themselves. These aren't cosmic or crossover theories. They're psychological deep dives that make you look at the Losers Club and think, damn, you guys were doomed before Pennywise even showed up. Let's begin with a favorite. Bill Denbrough is Stephen King's self-insert. On paper, innocent. In practice, kinda wild. Bill is a writer from Maine. Stephen King is a writer from Maine. Bill struggles with guilt, trauma, and bad endings. Stephen King literally wrote the joke about people hating his endings into the movie. It's like King looked at Bill and said, you're me, but with more bikes and less cocaine. Next up, Bill's stutter theory. Fans argue his stutter doesn't just represent trauma, it's a power meter. When Bill's confident, the stutter fades. When he faces guilt, it spikes. When he finally confronts it, his voice literally weakens Pennywise. It's not just symbolism, it's a psychological superpower. Then there's Ben Hanscom's glow-up theory. Adult Ben gets shredded, becomes rich, and builds beautiful spaces because Kid Ben never had any. Fans say his transformation is trauma armor. He literally constructs safety around the wounded child inside him. Sweet? Yes. Sad? Also yes. Eddie's mother theory goes even deeper. Sonia's overprotectiveness mirrors Pennywise's manipulation. Fear, sickness, dependency. Some fans say she was touched by it or had her own childhood encounter. Others argue she's just a human version of Pennywise, feeding on Eddie's fear without needing Deadlights. Either way, it explains why Eddie can't tell where love ends and terror begins. And finally, Stan's sacrifice theory. Fans think Stan didn't give up. He saw the future, realized the ritual wouldn't work unless someone died, and made the ultimate move. That's not cowardice. That's cosmic chess. Level 3 proves one thing. Sometimes the real horror is the human brain. Ready for level 4? Things get magical. Level 4. Your childhood junk is actually a magic weapon. Level 4 is where it theories stop being emotional psychology and start sounding like a dollar store Avengers origin story. This is the tier where fans look at the loser's random childhood objects and go, yeah, that's basically an Infinity Stone. And the wild part, the movies almost back them up. Let's start with the legend himself. Eddie Kaspbrak and the Holy Inhaler. In the real world, Eddie's inhaler is 90% water and 10% placebo. In It World, that thing might as well be a flamethrower. He sprays Pennywise and the clown screams like he just got hit with battery acid. Fans argue it's not the inhaler doing damage, it's Eddie's belief. In Derry, belief is physics. If Eddie thinks it's acid, Pennywise has to act like it burns. Congratulations, the world's lamest weapon becomes canonically overpowered. Then you've got the artifact theory from the Ritual of Chud. Sure, Mike forgot to mention that the ritual was fake news, but fans argue the artifacts themselves still had power. Why? Because the losers poured trauma, memory, and identity into those objects. Bill's bike, Bev's postcard, Ben's yearbook page. They're not magic because they're special. They're magic because the losers believe they're special. Pennywise is basically a fear-powered Wi-Fi router. Anything running on belief has range. Next is the kissing bridge theory. Those carved initials aren't just romantic graffiti. They're spiritual anchors. Fans think Richie plus Eddie's carving and Ben plus Bev's carving become emotional talismans that Pennywise can't fully erase. Love as a protective spell? Yes. Hallmark would be proud. And then we have the Chud misdirection theory. Mike's ritual may be fake, but the real ritual is belief versus identity, which the losers accidentally perform anyway. The artifacts, they're foci, not ingredients. Level 4 is the moment you realize Pennywise isn't weak, belief is strong. On to level 5. The losers are about to get superpowered. Level 5, the losers are low-key X-Men. Level 5 is where the theories stop pretending the losers are just normal kids. No. According to fans at this tier, the Losers Club is basically a bootleg superhero team. The Diet Justice League, powered by childhood trauma and cosmic energy drinks. And honestly, the evidence is way stronger than it should be. Let's begin with the biggest claim. The losers have the shine. Yes, that shine. The psychic ability from The Shining. And before you roll your eyes, remember, Stephen King loves reusing powers across his universe. In the movies, the losers share visions, sense Pennywise before he appears, and experience psychic flashbacks during Chapter 2 that hit them like emotional jump scares. That's not intuition. That's telepathy on training wheels. But the theory goes deeper. Each loser has their own specific power set. Bill has narrative power. His voice literally hurts Pennywise when he believes in it. Beverly has intuitive sight. She sees the deadlights and glimpses the future. Mike is the memory anchor, the only one immune to Derry's amnesia spell. Ben is empathy incarnate, the emotional glue holding the group together. Eddie has belief-based magic, the inhaler, the battery acid moment, all of it. Richie has psychic masking, humor and identity manipulation that confuses it. Stan, he's cosmic order, the one who senses the rules of the monster better than anyone. Tell me that isn't the exact lineup of a trauma-powered Avengers team. Some fans go even further with the Audra connection theory. Audra looks like Bev, feels drawn to Derry, and gets frozen by the deadlights. Not killed. Some say she's been psychically tied to it since childhood, making her a satellite loser with her own faint shine. These aren't crazy theories. They're shockingly coherent. By level 5, Pennywise isn't just hunting kids. He's hunting a group of baby sorcerers he massively underestimated. Level 6, now we go cosmic. Level 6, Cosmic Horror Lore Dump. Level 6 is where the theories stop playing in the shallow end, and cannonball straight into the cosmic nightmare pool Stephen King built after drinking too much imagination juice. This is the tier where it stops being a creepy clown and becomes a multidimensional hellbeast with a PhD in existential dread. And annoyingly, a lot of this is backed by real King lore. Let's start with the big one. Pennywise's true form is the Deadlights. The clown isn't it. The clown is its Halloween costume, the discount skin suit the entity uses to interact with 3D meat people. The Deadlights are the real monster, swirling cosmic insanity that lives outside physical space. When Bev or Richie gets blasted with them, it's not hypnosis. It's like their brain got blue-screened by an eldritch screensaver. Next theory, Maturin the Turtle is secretly helping the losers. Yes, there's a giant cosmic turtle. Yes, the movies actually tease it. Turtle models in the classroom, turtle toys in Bill's room, references sprinkled like breadcrumbs. In King's universe, Maturin is a guardian being who opposes it, and fans think he nudges the losers toward survival. Every coincidence, finding weapons, regrouping at the right time, surviving ridiculous injury, becomes turtle-assisted plot armor. Sounds insane. Until you realize King intended that. Then we hit the Bob Gray theory. Fans argue Pennywise didn't invent the Bob Gray persona. He ate a real human named Robert Gray sometime around the 1800s. The circus imagery, the old photographs, the name itself, all clues that it puppetized a real man like a demonic ventriloquist. Finally, the Knee-Bolt House theory. That building isn't just creepy, it's a dimensional glitch, a spatial error where it slipped into our reality. Rooms shift, time overlaps, geometry breaks. It's less haunted house and more cosmic loading screen. Level 6 is where fans stop theorizing and start accidentally aligning with actual canon. And level 7, that's where everything snaps into one terrifying picture. Level 7, the Grand Unified It theory, basically canon. Level 7 is where the crazy theories stop being theories and start becoming the only version of it that actually makes sense. This is the point where fans merge psychology, cosmic lore, movie clues, and King's multiverse into one terrifying, coherent system. The "oh god, this might actually be real" tier. Here's the core idea. It is not just a monster. It is a rule-bound cosmic predator operating inside a multiverse with physics based on fear, belief, and identity. Everything else fans debate? It all snaps together under this single umbrella. Let's break it down. First, the town of Derry isn't just unlucky. It's an accomplice. Pennywise dampens adult awareness, rewires civic memory, and turns tragedies into background noise. The town protects him, and in return, he keeps the population manageable. This isn't metaphor anymore, it's infrastructure. Next, belief is the weapon and the battlefield. Eddie's inhaler, Bill's voice, Richie's insults, the artifacts. None of those objects matter physically. What matters is the story the losers tell themselves. If they believe the inhaler is acid, it has to shrink from it. If they believe Pennywise is just a clown, his entire form collapses. His power is narrative. So is theirs. Then comes the shine and the cosmic counterbalance. The losers aren't chosen randomly. They have that King Universe psychic spark. Intuitive, emotional, empathic power that lets them resist Derry's fog and carve their identities through its illusions. Add in the turtle imagery, Maturin references, and cosmic nudges, and the pattern becomes obvious. The universe is pushing back. Finally, the 27-year cycle. Its feeding and hibernation patterns follow strict cosmic rules. He's not omnipotent. He's limited, timed, and vulnerable to identity collapse. The losers don't kill his body, they kill the story he tells about himself. So level 7 isn't crazy, it's the complete blueprint of how it actually works: fear as physics, belief as weapon, identity as reality. And once you see it this way, there's no going back. You just survived the 7 levels of it theories. Now it's your turn. Drop your wildest one in the comments. I'll be ranking and roasting the best ones next.